we are joined by royalty. The Queen is in the house. Let's give a very warm welcome to the Queen of Bouyon Music, Mrs. Carlyn Xavier Philip, better known as Carlyn XP. Carlyn, what an honor. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, yes.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, so before we get started, let me personally thank you for the Facebook Live that you do every Sunday evening. I tune in every Sunday for musical therapy, and it seems like you get over 700 visitors
Yeah,
every Sunday night. So that is
every
truly
Sunday.
exciting. And thank you for
And
doing that.
yes, thank you. Well, you are most welcome. I mean, it's musical therapy for me, it's musical therapy for the audience,
Yes,
and I think we get more, the 700 is over Facebook. We
yes.
also
Oh,
stream via YouTube,
that is true.
and then we stream via one of the telecommunications pages.
Mhm.
So
So
it
what's the
goes way more
number?
than 700.
So what's the number like every Sunday?
Like last Sunday, that's the number I can remember. We reached over 25,000 people.
That is amazing.
Yes.
25,000 people. You are
Yes.
certainly onto something. So we will delve more into that a little later down the road.
No
But I
problem.
just wanted to pause and just say thank you for the work that you're doing because it certainly lifts our spirits every Sunday. So by way of
Thank you.
getting started, um, and by way of trying to for us to get to know you a little bit, just tell us what's a typical day like in the world of Carlyn XP?
Well, I get up. I'll start from there,
Mhm.
say my prayers, shower, whatever, tidy up myself, and get the little one ready for school, because I have an 8-year-old daughter. So I take care of her, and then it's off to work, whether it's in the studio or to do a photo shoot, a video shoot, anything entertainment related or musically related.
Mhm.
So that's a typical day for me.
Okay, great, great, great. So let's just jump right in and tell us some of the challenges you faced because I know that in your quote unquote professional life, you are by trade a nurse. So the
Yes, I
first
am.
thing I wanted to find out from you was what was your first love? When you were a little girl, did you want to be a nurse or did you want to be a singer?
I actually always wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be an entertainer. I knew I had the capabilities in me. I mean, I would sing in the bathroom for my homework, for whatever it is, I would be singing, So I always knew that I wanted to be an entertainer.
Mhm.
But um, when it goes, sometimes you have the old school moms and you have the moms who is like, they don't really view singing as a career. So you have to be a teacher or you have to be a nurse, a doctor to consider yourself a professional.
Right, right, so true.
So my mom was like, I know you really want to be a singer, but let's have something that in case it doesn't work out, you
Mhm.
have something solid to fall back on.
Right.
So I got into the nursing, and then I really enjoyed it. I love it to the fullest, having sick people come in and they're leaving and they're like, nurse, thank you so much for the love and the care that you gave me. Even now they meet me on the road and they're still like, I remember when you took care of me and you were
Oh,
so kind and so gentle, and it's a very heartwarming feeling. And I know I had to leave it because doing nursing and music, two
yeah,
heavy
hectic,
careers.
hectic.
Trust me, it
H-
was
How many
crazy.
how many years were you a nurse?
10 years.
10 years. So that's
Yes.
quite an investment.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I actually practiced for 7 years though.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can imagine the struggles of trying to balance the both of them in the beginning, because I would
Yes.
assume that you didn't just give up your nursing career that you kind of like straddled the fence for quite some time. So tell us what that was like, trying to break into music while still
I'm
holding on to being a nurse.
at first it was okay, at the station that I worked on the female medical ward,
Mhm.
surgical ward, sorry, the female surgical ward. And my colleagues, they were very, um, how would I put it? They were very willing to assist. If I had to do a show on whatever particular night, they were willing to exchange shifts with me.
Oh, that's
My
nice.
supervisor she was awesome. And she would say, Carlyn, do you have a show on this day? Do you have a show there on this weekend? And, they were really much
That's
supportive of
nice.
me. Yeah. But sometimes it goes way beyond the supervisor, and then you might have one or two persons who are like, so they will not be done with it,
Mhm.
and then it more and more it started to become a little more hectic, a little more troublesome, and then the powers might be, they started, getting involved and so on and so forth. And I was like, okay, that's all right. Since I can do a lot more, and reach a lot more people through the music, I think this is something that I want to venture into, since it's something that I always wanted to do anyways.
Right.
I just decided, like, I'm going to do it full time and see where it takes me.
So what was like the decision like to just completely give up nursing after having invested all the years of training and all the,
Yeah.
the years of being a professional nurse? What was
Yeah.
the decision like to just walk away from it and pursue music full time?
I mean, well, I'm married to a full-time musician, so
Yeah,
he was supportive of my decision 1,000%.
that's great.
Because now we could have more time to focus on the music solely, and
Mhm.
push my career to as far as it can go. And at first I was really back and forth because music, especially in Dominica, most of the musicians have a side job. They have an 8 to 3 or 9 to 5 job. They don't do music full time.
Right.
So it was kind of like, oh, Colin, you're gonna put up a full-time salary, a
Right.
short salary, to go work for yourself, where
Mhm.
you're not sure if it like gonna have a show today, or you're gonna get sales for your music or whatever. But I mean, I just know that if I'm going into it, I have to go into it wholeheartedly and put in 100% so that I can reap all the benefits of
Right.
leaving the nursing to do the music full time.
Now I can only imagine that conversation with your mom. What
And
was her feeling?
quite surprisingly, she was like, okay, well, since you did what I suggested first, and you spend 7 years in the business, and so, oh, it's okay. At least she was like, you did the nursing, you have your skill set and so on. So if the music doesn't work out, like I told you before, you have the nursing on. So she
Right.
was okay with it.
That's good. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Now, I introduced you as the queen of bouyon music, but for our non-Dominican listeners, what exactly is bouyon music?
Well, bouyon music is a fusion of the traditional rhythms of Dominica. You have the jimping, the accordion, the boom boom, the shak shak, the tabal. You have the conch shell. You cannot do without the conch shells,
Right.
and it's a modernization of these traditional rhythms. So if you hear Dominica's traditional music, you might first go towards the Bele, you have the jimping bands, but Buyo is a modernization of these, so it's for the young folks. I mean, the older folks can enjoy it too, obviously, but, the
Right.
young people at the time, who happened to be my husband,
Hmm.
one of the creators,
Creators of bouyon music, absolutely.
right?
Hmm.
So he said they were looking for something for them to enjoy, so they took off the traditional rhythms of Dominica, and they just started adding, more modernized beats to it.
Well, I'm
and
certainly a huge fan of Booyah music because I literally grew up on it. This was back in the
nice.
90s when
Yes,
they
it
started
was.
creating Booyah music. And just to plug our own culture, we do have a history of creating our own genres of music. So
Mm-hmm.
Booyah is
Mm-hmm.
not the only one. We also created Kadas music,
Kadas. Yes,
with the likes of
definitely.
Exile One and Midnight
Mm-hmm.
Groovers. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just innate in us as Dominicans to take what we
Yes.
know and blend it together and create a whole new genre of music.
Genre. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I've certainly
definitely.
enjoyed the music over the years. So, what inspired you to start musical therapy? I'm thinking to myself, here all the other musicians, performers are sitting around twirling their thumbs, wondering when all of this is going to be over. And
Over.
first of all, when did you start musical therapy live on Facebook? When did the idea click in your mind that I'm not going to sit around and let this pandemic get the best of me? I'm going to
Right.
make an opportunity out of this.
Right. So we started like we're on volume 13. Yesterday was volume 13. So that was basically 2 months plus ago,
Mhm.
you know. Like you said, I've been a full-time musician, the coronavirus hit and everything just ceased. There were no shows up, so obviously we cannot do shows anymore. So one time Cornell woke up and he was like, babe, I think we should do a live, just to get in touch with the people and, let them know that C Squared is still there. Because Cornell and I perform at C Square. Cornell, Carlyn, C to the second power.
Right. Makes sense, makes
So
sense.
yeah, we perform together all the time, so he was like, let's just do something so that people will know we're okay and reach out to our fan base, and you know but we did it, and after we did it, it was like the response was so overwhelming.
Wow.
It's like people were at their breaking points, people were depressed, people were anxious, and here comes Carlyn and Cornell putting on a live show and just taking all the stress, the worries, the anxiety, the depression, everything was just lifted off everybody's shoulder. You know what I mean? And they called us, some people called us crying. Thank you so much for what you guys did. And I myself started to cry because that's not
I can
that is
imagine.
not the reaction I anticipated at all. We were just like, okay, let's just do a live an hour, 2 hours, and just, whatever. And after that, now Cornell was like, we cannot just do one.
Light bulb, light bulb.
Yes, yes. We cannot just do one show and call it quits, because that was like a saving grace for people, and we did that one, and then we just the next time we go on, a friend of mine who Val Coffee, he was like, you're a nurse, and it's a good thing that you're reaching out to the people, you're still a registered nurse and so on. I see you providing some musical therapy to the people out there, and I'm like, oh, there he goes, musical
Yes.
therapy with Carlyn
Oh,
XP.
so that's how the idea
So
came up, the name.
yes,
Oh, that's
yes, yes.
brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
we were like, okay, so we will, since I am a full-time musician and I no longer work at the Princess Margaret Hospital. At the time it was Princess Margaret Hospital. I could still be a nurse
Yes.
and help people mentally, because most of the time people think of health issues, they always think of the physical,
Absolutely.
and the mental health always seem to take a back, because
Absolutely.
we're more focusing on the people who are directly impacted with the coronavirus, but we're not thinking of those who now have to stay home and worry about their next meal, or how they're going to feed their kids, and when are they going to get their jobs back, and so on, and it is really taking a mental toll
It
on
is.
people. So I was more than happy to do it. If I could help persons mentally, that was I'm talking about it, I'm shivering
Yes, I
now.
can. Me too. Me too. Me too.
If I could help people mentally, and that resounding response that we got after the first one,
Yeah.
I was like, yes, Carlyn, we have to continue this. And my husband was more than willing because
I know.
he doesn't like to stay idle.
Well, I know him
Anything,
personally, so I know.
yeah. Anything he gets to do musically, oh
Yeah.
my God, he's behind it 1,000%.
Yeah, and you know, you raised such an important point, Colin, because you know,
Yeah,
especially for us in the Caribbean, we do not
yeah,
pay enough attention to mental health. And that
that's
is one
right.
of the premises of the show that I do, to help people to focus more on what is going on internally. Because let's think about it. The
Yeah,
COVID-19, that's going to affect a certain percentage of the population. But you
that's
know what
right.
is really going to impact the majority of the population? The thoughts that are going through your head, exactly what you
Mm-hmm.
talked about. Where's
Mm-hmm.
my job coming from? How am I'm going to
Right.
pay my bills? And while those things are important to consider, you need a break
Mm-hmm.
from those thoughts, because you will
Of
drive
course.
yourself insane and you will be
Yeah.
completely overwhelmed. You will end up taking it out on your children, your spouse,
Right.
whoever is in the house.
Right.
So
Right.
just giving them a little bit of a reprieve to take a
Mm-hmm.
breath. And I have to tell
Mm-hmm.
you, Colin, I mean, this thing is like a bacchanal on the internet. And how
Yes, it
the idea of
definitely is.
zooming the audience in, and the costumes, the different themes. Last night you were in your pajamas. How did
I
all that
mean,
come about?
you see, it just goes beyond like just sitting down, twiddling your thumbs,
Yeah.
like you said, and wondering, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get some money and whatever? And mark you, in the beginning, I was just doing this for fun,
Mhm.
and again, persons were calling us and they're like, Colin, we're so appreciative of this. They were calling Cornell and I'm like, what are you guys bank information? We have to send a little tip, a donation, anything for you. And you know, this is how the payment mediums came about. People were like, y'all are not gonna do this for free. We want to
Oh,
send
that's
tips, we
great.
want to send donations, so put your information where we can access it. And I how we came about, well, our kids now, they had to go to school via Zoom.
Yes.
And we were like, why don't we just try a Zoom one Sunday and see how it goes, and we started off with the Zoom, and then it's like, oh my God, it's not
Took off.
enough.
Took off.
It is not enough.
Yeah.
And for Mother's Day, was it Mother's Day or before that? I think it was before that. um we were celebrating Easter, right? It was Easter Sunday. And, I just told people we're going to celebrate Easter in a big way. It's with a difference, but we're going to celebrate it in a different way. And persons came on with all their Easter parties and whatever. And I was like, okay, next Sunday, we're going to do something even more creative. Why not get people to dress up? And let me tell you, I think I have the best zoomers. I'm sorry. I'm tooting my horn right now.
You should.
My
You
Zoom,
should.
yeah, they do everything I ask them for,
Because I mean,
and they,
you've had a pool party. I've seen you in a
yes,
pool party. I've seen you in a superhero outfit.
like what's going on? And it came about. I told them like, um, I I have a song called More Powder, and during the one of the shows, I just like, okay, guys, we're gonna get some powder. I ran inside, I get my powder, and if you don't have powder, you can use flour, you can use whatever that resembles. And guys were like just taking their whole buckets of flowers and just so we had a whole powder fest online virtually.
Wow.
And from that we were just going on with the different themes, and people were on point, and they just looking forward to the next theme and what we're gonna do, and
Yeah.
it's
So I
something
have
to
to
look
tell
forward
you,
to.
success is going to become you, because you have such a versatile mentality where you're just
Thank you.
wide open to the
Yeah.
ideas, and you just let the ideas come to you, and you never say no
Yes.
to an idea. So that is
Yes.
going to be tremendous in your success. Now, if anyone is just tuning in, we are
Hmm.
speaking with Carlyn XP out of
Yeah.
Dominica, the queen of bouyon music, and she's telling us all about how she turned adversity and challenges of COVID-19 to a huge success with her
Yeah.
online Zoom Facebook, YouTube party Sunday evenings called Musical Therapy with Carlyn XP. Remind us what time it gets started, Carlyn. What time on Sunday do you usually
It
come on?
starts it starts at 5 p.m.
Good.
Usually we start off the feed from like about 4:30, quarter to 5, just to get the people coming in and settle. But I actually start at 5 p.m.
And it's 5 p.m. too?
Oh my God.
Whatever.
Sometimes I go 3 hours, sometimes I go 4. Father's Day I went 5 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So as
because
the
they
spirit
usually
carries you.
however
Yes.
it
Yeah.
carries me, I just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, and it seems like this has just opened out huge opportunities for you. So tell
Yes.
us some of the opportunities that have come from just putting yourself out there and taking a chance and doing something different during this very difficult time.
Yeah, well, a lot of people who hadn't heard or hadn't known about Carlin XP, they found out through musical therapy, and they were excited. They were like, how come we haven't heard of this young lady before? What's going on? So it grew my fan base tremendously. And right now, people started wanting Carlin XP merchandise.
Mhm.
They wanted t-shirts, they wanted mugs, leggings, cups, phone cases, anything with the Carlin XP logo or branding on there, they were up for it,
That's
So
amazing.
Cornell created the Carlin XP online store.
Mhm.
So we have Expelicious clothing online, shop.carlinxp.com, and that's where you can go to get all your Carlin XP merchandise. So again, I don't want to say thank you, Corona, but I'm going to say thank you,
No.
Corona.
Yes, yes. It's difficult to say thank you, but it's
I
opportunities and
know.
it's open doors for you. So,
Well,
you kind of have
yep.
to temper your thank you.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And so now I have an online store. I have musical therapy, and I have a lot of new promoters and yeah, in my inbox, can't wait for Corona to finish so that I could now be part of their musical fets, their shows,
Wow.
whatever they have, like all around the world,
That's amazing.
So it has opened doors for me. I have been having a lot of interviews worldwide
Good.
because of musical therapy. And everybody wants to know who Carlin XP is because they see a lot of people who are now so much interested in what's going on. And when they get to look at it for themselves, they see why people are
Yes,
so hooked.
yes, yes.
So it has opened a lot of doors for me, and I'm looking forward to life after Corona.
Yes, certainly congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Well deserved. So
Thank you.
now advise the other musicians, the other comedians, the other people who are still sitting around twirling their thumbs, wondering what to do. What would you say to them?
I always say, like, just try to make something positive out of anything negative. Don't be afraid to try new ventures. If you fail, the most you can do, it's something that you learn from it, and then you see where, if I cannot go this way, I know what I can do the next time to make it work for me. Sitting down and wondering, oh my God, and sending yourself crazy, basically, it's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help anybody. You come on, you put on a nice little show, you figure out, how can I help myself? How can I help myself evolve? How can I help myself grow? There's so much things that you can do right now online, because everything has become a virtual world. Everything is being done online. Learn a new skill while you're waiting,
Absolutely.
learn to play the guitar, learn to play the keyboards, learn something new in whatever field that you are interested in, you know. And while you're here, don't wait until the corona is done and they're opening up shows again, the bars, the nightclubs, and so on, opening up. Write new music,
Mm.
make new music, because when you come out, you don't want to come out with the same thing that you have. Yes, it might have been popular and so on, but people want to know what's new for you. What have you been doing all this time? Give them something to look forward to. I just want them to try new ventures,
Yes,
try new things,
absolutely.
I tried something new, and accidents do happen.
And it's so important because the way I think about it is during this difficult time, and who knows how long this is going to last. Who knows how long
Exactly.
this is going to last?
Exactly.
This is the time for us to reinvent ourselves. This is the
Yeah.
time, like you said, to
Yeah.
learn a new skill. This is the
That's
time
right.
to develop ourselves so that when, hopefully this is all over, we are ready to take on new
Of
opportunities and
course.
to go further. So speaking
Of
of
course.
which, so how much longer can we expect to enjoy musical therapy? Because I hope you're not planning on ending anytime soon.
Oh my God, I made a joke. I made a joke the other day and I said, okay, guys, right now we're looking forward to musical therapy, the last one of me. And people were going crazy.
I know why.
They started petitions, and I'm like, so what are you
T-shirt.
guys? So, but I should put in there though that musical therapy is going a little bit bigger. We're gonna do on the 26th of July, we're gonna do a full concert where I'll
Wow.
be using my Carlyn XP band. And I've invited another female, up and coming female artist from Dominica to come and, be part of my platform. Somebody might just fall in love with you too, and see what other females Dominica has to offer. So on the July 26th, we're gonna have the hashtag FYMF concert. It's for you, my fans, and it's something big that the folks can look forward to.
Well, I'm
You
certainly
know,
looking forward to that because I heard that you mentioned it and I was about to ask you what can we expect.
yes,
So,
yes,
so,
and
so,
so
so
and Cornell is like, I want to keep going until I
yes.
cannot go no more.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we have life, we have good strength, we have health, and we're here, we can provide the musical therapy for people because every other Sunday we have new viewers, people who are just hearing about it. Those who are there, they're inviting more people to come on board and, to participate. The sponsors are coming in right now. It's a sponsored show because I guess people just really don't want us to stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everything
Mm-hmm.
is coming in, and thank you. I didn't sit down and, twiddle our thumbs, and
Right.
right now we're able to survive during
Mm-hmm.
the coronavirus.
Now you mentioned your husband, Cornell, and he's a legend in his own right because Cornell
Yes,
has
he
been
is.
at this maybe since what, the 1980s? I
Oh,
mean, I
yes.
was a little girl listening to
Yes.
him through WCK. So what is it like working with Cornell?
um, it's very good, I must say. Having somebody who has been through the industry for so long and has gone through all the ups and downs of the musical industry is sort of a guidance for me. He knows where he wants to see me. He pushes me to and beyond my limit.
Good.
Sometimes I get really upset with him for that.
I can imagine.
And but at the end of it, is just realizing that he only wants what's best for Carlyn XP, and we just know how to separate the personal. This is Carlyn and Cornell Phillip, and then the business. This is Carlyn XP, and this is Fingers, the producer. So when we're at home, we're husband and wife. Don't bring up anything musical to me.
Absolutely. Mhm.
But when we're at work, we work. Sometimes like every other person, you put in your input there, you listen to each other, you try new things. He might see it from an old school perspective. I might see it from the new generation, and then we merge the two together and we create something beautiful for
Well, it's
everybody, the
working.
young
It's
and old.
working.
And yeah.
It's working very, very well. Now you mentioned your merchandise website. Now
Mhm.
let's talk about other ways that the listeners can get in touch with you via social media. Um, how else can someone get in touch with you?
Well, we have. I'm on Facebook.
Mhm.
Carlyn XP 767. I'm on Instagram again, Carlyn XP.
Mhm. Mhm.
And let me make sure I get the correct handle so that because Instagram at Carlyn _XP. On YouTube as well. You could subscribe to my Carlyn XP 767 page. Yeah. I don't usually, I'm on Twitter as well, but I don't usually use Twitter as a main medium. But Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, yeah, you could find me
so if
there. Or
anybody's trying to get in touch with you.
If they want to visit my site, I have a site, carlynxp.com.
Yes,
No,
and
so
I'll
you
be
could
sure
go
to
there and see.
include. I'll be sure to include all of your media, your social media, with the promo for this interview as well.
Thank you.
So, you know, and one of the things I really like about you is you're so versatile. I mean, you do bouyon, you do gospel, and then you just put out a Christmas album, which is so inspiring. I've listened to a few of the songs, and it's so very nicely done. So where does your inspiration come from? First of all, do you write your own music?
Yes, I do, actually. I write like 9 out of 10 songs. I would write the 9 of them. You know, I have worked with a few artists, a few writers in Dominica, like Mikkel Henderson. I have worked with her. I have worked with another artist called Too Greedy. I have worked with David Terrell. I have worked with, oh my God, I don't want to forget anybody. You know, but I have quite a handful of people that I work with. You know, they might be writing something and they'll be like, Carlyn, oh, that one sounds like you know, and stuff that other people would not be willing to give a try. You know, I'm like, hey, throw the thing my way, you know.
And you
I will see what I will see what I can do with it and eventually make it my own, you know. And another thing I want to tell the young ones is like, again, don't be afraid to try new things. You know, you might have something that is totally not your style, as you may think, but if you try it out, you might just find yourself liking it and you might just find it working out for you, you know. So I'm that kind of person. I'm not afraid to try new things. And I write most of my songs. It might be somewhere I'm feeling right now. I might be driving and I see something, you know, I'll be like, oh, I can put that in a song.
So it begs the question, where did the song "Don't Stress Me Out"? Where did that come from? Who was stressing you out, Carlyn?
You see, I work with a lot of guys, you know, because the music industry is dominated by the guys. And every time I work with the fellas, you know, we're doing the music, we're rehearsing, we're recording songs, and they're trying to take over whatever it is I'm doing. They're like, don't stress me out. And you know, one of the guys said, I think you should put that in a song because you say it a lot.
Well, it's one of my favorites.
Thank you. So I wrote a song on them and I told them, yeah, I'm writing a song about you guys. Don't stress me out, please.
Right. Well, it certainly shows why you're so successful, because it seems like you get your inspiration from just about everywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, so I've truly enjoyed speaking with you today, and we could have gone for another hour. But as we wind down, I just want to know, what is next for Carlyn XP? What should we expect in the coming months, the coming years?
Yes. Well, like I said earlier, you can look forward to the virtual show, the concert, FYMF, #FYMF concert is for you, my fans. It's on July 26th. That's the first thing that you could look forward to, other than the regular Sunday physical therapy. It's gonna actually start at 7 p.m. You know, I have a DJ, I have guest performers, and then you have, of course, Carlyn XP with a full live band performing. So it's something for you to look forward to. Yes. And obviously, when the countries open back up again and Corona has gone down and so on, I'm pretty sure I will be in some concert very much near you. So you can always look forward to that. And in the meantime, you can always check out Carlyn XP Music. I have music on iTunes, on Google Music, on Amazon Music, on Spotify, on YouTube. Okay. You could just search Carlyn XP and see what you like, you know. Yes. And if you want to purchase all the music, I have a full catalog of everything from when I started up till present day on Bandcamp. And you could get it at up to 25% discount. You know, so if you want the Carlyn XP music, you want to enjoy, Carlyn XP while you're waiting for the one-on-one shows.
Yes, yes,
You can
yes.
check it out on this medium.
Well, I certainly think you've picked up a few more fans today from this interview. And if
Thank
there's
you.
ever a petition you need for anybody to sign to have you included for Creole Festival, I would be happy to
Ah,
sign that because you deserve to be on the biggest stage in Dominica, which is our
yes,
annual Creole Music Festival.
definitely.
So
Thank you so
I
much.
certainly hope you'll be able to get on that big stage and get even more exposure for your
Yes,
music.
yes, definitely,
Yes, yes. So
definitely.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
It
for
was
having me.
wonderful speaking with you and getting to know you. And thank you for the work that you do to lift our spirits every Sunday and for the way
Thank you.
you turn this such a negative time in the world
Yes.
into something truly positive.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Absolutely.
me. I enjoyed this conversation.
Yes, yes, yes. And I look forward to speaking with you again anytime you want to come on.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.